All right, Larry Krueger from Levi Stadium after training camp practice number 7. Today was a low rep day, so not a lot of reps. Some days they go low reps, some days they go medium reps, some days they go high reps. Today was a low rep day, so not a lot of repetitions today, kind of a quick practice. I thought the best throw of the day was Trey Lance on the sideline to Tay Martin. Just an absolute laser right on the sideline to Martin, who made a beautiful catch. Martin is starting to look really, really good, somewhat on a consistent basis. That aside, I thought Lance had a rough day overall. He was 5 of 8. He had an interception. D. Winters dropped into the hook zone. Trey didn't see him in the move the ball period. It was a ball for Tay Martin, and he just never saw Winters threw it right to him. So that was the big mistake of the day from Trey Lance. The other one that was probably more, probably a bigger mistake as far as that was the one everybody saw that was like, oh my gosh, an interception. Everybody's writing down D. Winters with the interception. That was the one that everybody saw. But the one that really was the worst play was he had Braden Willis earlier in the practice on a shallow cross. Willis was on the left side of the formation, crossed Trey's face on a little shallow crosser, another layup, threw it well behind him. Willis tried to dive back to get it, but it fell incomplete. So that to me is another layup that Trey's got to hit that he didn't hit. So to me, that was a bigger mistake than the interception, but I'm sure most people wouldn't see it that way. Purdy on the day was just mediocre. He was 7 of 10. Missed a couple deep balls to Deebo Samuel. But the one thing about Brock today was he was in pretty good rhythm. And as I said, he completed 70% of his passes, but nothing spectacular, just some solid stuff. He didn't get blitzed a lot. He wasn't sacked, didn't turn it over. At one point got into a nice little rhythm, but he had 2 deep ball opportunities, both to Deebo, and he missed both of them. Sam Darnold went 5 of 7. Had some decent moments, no real highlight throws. Really today, the quarterbacks did not really stand out. I thought probably Purdy played the best of the group, but Darnold made a couple of nice throws. As I said, I thought the best throw was Lance to Tay Martin with just a laser on the sidelines. There was no Brandon Allen today. In fact, there were a number of players who didn't practice today. No Brandon Allen, no Aaron Banks, no Mitchell, no Kittle, no CMC, no John Feliciano. There was a bunch of guys that didn't practice today. Jalen Moore's got a bone bruise on his knee from when he went down and practiced the other day. Aaron Banks has a concussion protocol. He was in concussion protocol, so obviously he took a hit yesterday, and we didn't know about it, but he didn't play today due to concussion protocol. If you said, what was the highlight of practice? I thought Danny Gray was the highlight today. He had a couple of excellent catches. Gray is coming on. He runs better routes. He's improving. He's definitely a stronger player than he was a year ago. It's funny, there's several people that don't think Danny Gray is going to make this team. I totally disagree. I think Gray's position is not locked up or anything, but I think he's definitely going to be on this team. This guy's your deep speed, and he's got ball skills, and he's making plays in practice. So we're not just talking about a go ball guy who can just, run one route and that's it. This guy can run a number of routes, and he's showing improved hands, better route running, better strength. He's cleaner in and out of his breaks. He's got less wasted steps into the break. When he turns around out of the break, his hands are in catch position. I mean, there's a lot of nuances to the position of wide receiver where Danny Gray is starting to develop. And it's not just about the catches itself. To me, it's more about the route running, the separation that he creates. He's creating separation. And when the ball's there, he's making the catch. So I thought he had an excellent practice. I either had him at 2 or 3 catches, but he really looked good. The other guy that looks really good is Ty Davis-Price. Ty Davis-Price is getting to the edge on this defense. He's also making some really sharp cuts inside. They have him at about 230 pounds. Ty Davis-Price is going to have a very nice preseason. You don't see 230-pound backs get to the edge against this 49er defense. You got to remember this. Niners were number 1 defense in the league last year and added Javon Hargrave. They were number 1 against the run. And TDP is carving them up. Some of the cuts that he's making are incredibly sharp. At 230, and for him to get to the edge, we kind of knew that a year ago he was a guy with speed and size, but he came to camp around 220. He dropped a few pounds, fell down to about 218, 217 in that range. Now he's back up to 227, 228 in that range, almost 230, and he looks explosive. And when you can get to the edge outside, make people miss inside, he had two really sharp cuts today that were outstanding. So TDP, to me, is really looking good. Jair Brown, I thought, showed up today. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Jair Brown. Jair Brown's more of a game day player. Safeties who make jarring hits and have great instincts. You don't always see it in practice, but today he was in the box on a run play in the line of scrimmage, made a couple of good plays against the run. So Jair Brown is showing it. And then when we talked to Mooney Ward afterwards, and I asked him specifically about Jair Brown, and he said that he goes, I know he's not making a lot of plays in practice, but this guy's going to show up when the games are on. He's like, this guy's a man, and he started talking about how he's physical and he's serious. So Jair Brown, I thought, really shined today, even though I bet you a lot of people wouldn't say that because, these run plays, you got to really keep your eye on the back and on the defenders and see who jumps in front of the running back first, because that's really when the play ends. But in practice, the running back just keeps moving because in a normal game, Jair starches him, knocks him back, and the running back goes to the ground and the play is over. In practice, he jumps in front of him, tags him down, and then the running back keeps running. And if you didn't see in the scrum of bodies Brown with the first tag down, you're like, well, what did he do? He made a really nice play against the run today. I think it was 2 of them, actually. D. Winters obviously had a great day. He's coming on. There's 3 linebackers that really look good. Jalen Graham, Marcelino McCrary-Ball, and D. Winters. I should say 3 young linebackers. Of course, Greenlaw and Warner are spectacular, though Greenlaw didn't practice today. And then Cam Latu. I was saying Cam Latu needs to step it up, and he really did. He made a very nice catch on the sideline of a pass from Sam Darnold. It was a nice route. He got he turned around to the quarterback, had his hands right there, plucked it out of the air with his hands, and turned upfield. So I really liked what I saw out of Cam Latu. As far as the did not practice list, it was extensive. A bunch of guys didn't practice, but Banks, Mitchell, Kittle, CMC, Feliciano, Greenlaw. There was 4 or 5 other guys that didn't practice today. And as far as in attendance here at practice, there's always somebody, right? The other day was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Today, Tom Rathman, Woody, was walking around, and it's always great to see the ex-Niners on the field. And Tom Rathman takes me back to watching Rathman in the up in Rockland during some of these training camp practices, walking around, wearing shorts, looking good. Woody in the house. So there you go. That's our instant reaction. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krug Show. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube. Have a great day.